Hi guys, welcome back to ValeTalks. Welcome to another episode of ValeTalks powered by ValeTalks. Thanks you for joining in. And today we're going to be doing something a bit more different than usual. Less of the chart works today, but we're going to be focused mainly on our beginner traders. Not just them, but very importantly that each and every trader can join this session because it's important. Today we're going to be talking about demo and live trading, and when does it really matter for you to finally switch, or if you should ever stop trading demo at all. Today I have with me my beautiful guest. I have with me Syukri, and I have with me Manesh. Manesh is back, by the way. I'm sure you guys missed him for 2 episodes. So hi Manesh, how are you?
Hi,
How was your trip? And hope you enjoyed yourself.
it's good. Had a wedding. I missed you guys, but I saw you on
we,
the phone
we,
from the
we
airport.
missed you too. We missed you too. And this is the first time you're also meeting Syukri on the call. So hi Syukri, meet Manesh. Manesh, meet Syukri.
Nice to meet you,
Yes, hi
Syukri.
Manesh. Nice to meet you too. It's a pleasure. It's been my second time here, so I'm honored to be part of the show for the second time. Thank you for having me.
You're
Yep.
smiling. That's
So just keep smiling because that's what we always do. Yeah, we just take it cool and take it easy. So today we're going to be talking about demo versus live. When are you really ready? Like, when are you really ready? Yeah, as a trader. And this is episode 17. If this is the first time you're joining, please remember to go back and watch and enjoy other episodes, and also get started your journey with ValeTax as a broker, because we have one of the best um incentives for you as a broker. We have different accounts to match your trading style and personality, from the cent account all the way up to our booster account, which gives you enormous flexibility for the type of trades that you want to take. So today I'm just going to be introducing our guests like I always do, make it very short and simple so you get to know them better. So Syukri Asril is a seasoned trader with over 6 years plus of trading experience. He majors in trading gold and GBP JPY with Euro USD. So he likes very, very liquid pairs and dangerous pairs, from his bio that you can see. He is highly disciplined, and he's also, just like myself, he combines technical analysis and fundamental analysis to result at his conclusions. Then we have the one and only infamous Manesh Patel, who is a global market strategist with over 25 years of trading experience. He's developed the black box system, and he's the author of Trading with Ichimoku Clouds. He's worked in the institutional world, and right now he's decided to be a retailer because he's too young to be stressing himself out. So thank you so much, Manesh, for joining us today on the call. And we have myself, who fortunately, I am your host today, and I'm glad to be. My name is Innocent Ifere, Rion, and I have over 6+ years experience also in the trading world. And I like to quote unquote name myself one of those people that help people gain clarity through psychology and really understanding that trading isn't just charts, but it's about the event and your psychology as well. So today, let's head straight into the conversation for today. And I'm going to be starting out with Manesh as your welcome back package. So what do you really think? Do you think demo trading is something that people should get over? Or do you think there's really a time where a new trader coming into the market should really, really, really stop trading demo? Or do you think traders should just go from learning into live accounts?
well, this is a magical question almost every new trader or even existing traders go through.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, why should I even demo trade? That's the magical question. Believe it or
right.
not, as time goes on, new traders are not even demo trading. You ask someone,
Yeah,
have you put trades on a demo? They're like, oh, do we even have a demo account? They don't even know about demos at all, believe it or not. Remember, if you do not test your strategy and test
yeah,
yourself as a trader, you're gambling, right? And
yeah,
my philosophy is that trading is about historical patterns repeating in the future. So if
right,
your strategy, you need to test out your strategy in the past. If you find the back test results are great, then you should demo trade it. Because the only difference between historical testing and real trading is you and your money. So if you demo account it, now what happens is you practice your trading plan, you get to see how the system works out in real life nature, see how you do. And the only difference between demo and real will be the psychology of trading. When you lose, how you're going to react. Because in a demo account, when you lose, you really don't care, right? You're passive to it. But you get to see the results, you get to practice and so forth. But in a real account, the only difference should be is the psychology of trading, which is pretty much how you're going to react to losing trades. Will you break your trading plan or not? So for me, the demo account is for you to practice your trading plan, make sure it becomes a habit. You take your emotions out, decision making out, everything. And that's why you're doing your demo account. And then once you feel comfortable and you feel really good and happy with the way you're trading in your demo account, then you could sit there and go to a live account, and really you should be able to replicate your results from the demo account to the real. If you're not, there's a psychology of trading element in the real trading which is affecting you.
Okay. So
Other words.
yeah. In other words. So Syukri, how about you? What do you think?
Well said, Manesh. I totally agree with you 100% because most people think like once they are profitable on a demo account, they are fully ready for live trading. But the bitter truth is demo trading only like tests a strategy. Live trading actually tests the person tests who you are as a person, because that the first thing you want to break down is the difference between the demo and live account is actually not your skill set, but actually your emotions. Because when you're on a demo account, basically you're more calm because you're more logical and you're more disciplined because you follow your strategy, be it fundamental analysis or technical analysis. You take losses easily because it doesn't mean anything. It's like it's like playing a demo game, a game on it. A game on a demo. You can lose 5 trades in a row and still sleep well, So it doesn't really matter. But the moment you go live, everything changes because it's your money. It's because now every loss has a weight. Even a 5% loss isn't just a percentage anymore. It is something you worked for days or weeks, and that's when fear, hesitation, and doubt start creeping in. Yeah. So
I totally agree with the viewpoint from you and Manesh, and I just want to chip in something. And for me, it's a lot of times when people think demo trading, they think beginner trader, and maybe it's just a concept that has been existing in in the retail world, but I don't just see demo trading for beginners. I mean, anybody can laugh at me on the call right now, but I still demo trade. And why I demo trade isn't because I am just trading a demo account. It's because I'm trying to test out something. So like Manesh said, strategy testing, right? You don't want to go into a live account with something you're not sure of. So the only way to actually use something that you're sure of is to first test it out. So some people believe in this whole idea of back testing alone. I believe in back testing than forward testing. Because let's take, for instance, you really can't back test every possible market condition because the world is evolving. And the way the world evolves, new things happen. Yes, they might look similar, but like Mark Douglas said, every situation in the market might be similar, but always have a random outcome. You can't fully say because we've seen, let's take, for instance, technically, not every double bottom looks the same. Not every double bottom plays out the same. Not every double top plays out the same, right? So it's the same way for me. When I'm done back testing, I also want to forward test. Now, the reason for forward testing for me is I'm trying to actually see how the market responds in real time, not just in the history on the charts that I'm seeing. Now, I forward test in 2 ways. I start out with the demo account, then I forward test the strategy, like the psychological part of the strategy, how I manage my emotions through that strategy on a live account. So, like you also said rightly, when you're trading a live account, it allows you fully express and experience the emotions of trading, which really is the core of trading, because you can't be a trader if you're just, you think it's just about buy and sell. You need to experience and wholeness, that full wave of emotions and all of those things. So the question really now for a lot of these traders is, when really should they move? When do they move from demo to a real account? Or do you think they shouldn't waste so much time? Some people would say, oh, you should spend about 3 to 6 months, fully understanding technical analysis before you move into trading a live account. But when do you really think they should move? Do you think we keep them so much in mommy's arms during a demo account that they don't fully get to experience the live account and the emotions and the psychology of trading, that when they finally move into a live account, they get messed up and now they have to go through another cycle?
I mean, so are you asking us how long we would recommend doing?
Yes. When do you think they should move? How long do you think they should stay trading the demo account?
Well, for me, it's a little. Remember, I come from a back testing world, creating machines and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So for the institutional world, once you do historical testing, back testing, then in the institutional world, they want you to demo it for 6 months at least.
Okay.
And then another 6 months, you start doing forward testing, trading with live money, but you're not going to go with a full position size at all. You'll keep it a small position size, right? Okay. So after 1 year of everything, we analyzed everything with the black boxes or whatever. And if everything goes good, you look at the slippage, how things react and everything, then you go live completely with your full position size after a year. That's the institutional world and how they do things. From a retail perspective, I always recommend to students at least demo for 3 months, right?
Okay.
And the reason why is markets go through different cycles. So if you only demo for 1 month, you may hit a trending period where everything looks great, right? Or you may hit a month where things are consolidating and things are not great. But in a 3-month cycle, you typically will get a lot of different situations in the markets, from consolidation patterns to trending to various different things, so you could really see how your system's doing. And it also helps you get the kinks out. And to create habits, it takes 90 days. So the goal of the demo is to take your trading plan, get familiar with it, and create habits so that when you do go live, you're not thinking. Because the moment you think, that's when your emotional side is going to come in and your psychology of trading will come in. So that's why I recommend doing demo for 3 months. And then once your 3 months are over and you feel confident and you feel like your habits are created, then I would sit there and start to forward test, as you call it, which is really trading with money, but with low position size, right? Just to kind of get a feel of how you're going to react with losing, how you're going to react with the money actually being in play. So, go in with low position size, and then, if those 3 months are good, you don't feel the psychology of trading part in it. And then at that point, the 6-month mark, go full steam with your whole position size and your money management and everything. So that's literally what I recommend to retail traders now to move forward with.
Okay. How about you, Syukri?
I think Manesh has, explained pretty much all of it. So I think I'm just gonna maybe not add up, but whatever that he said is 100% true. It's how it is your actually your reaction to pressure changing. So as long as that 6 months could maybe for some people could be somewhat quite a long stretch, but I think to get yourself disciplined and then moving along, which you can bring that reality check moment, the first losses on live accounts, how you actually control your emotion and pressure while during the demo set account, you actually, until you can paint the picture, your money management, everything is actually within that cycle. It's because sometimes um, when you're on a demo account, sometimes you tend to, you tend to click, okay, just try another, another lot, or maybe another 5 cents. You just, there's no harm on, but no, you can't do that, because as long as you apply those maybes, then you're not,
Yeah.
mentally prepared to face that that loss, or reality check, because maybe someone that makes 25,000 on a demo in a month feels somewhat confident and feels ready for live account, and then they grow, when they go live with, for example, 10,000, when it take two losses and suddenly they're down with 1,000 in 2 days. So it's very much dependable on how you manage your emotions and psychological attention to yourself. That emotional impact does not exist in demo, but I think once you can apply that in your demo account, that's the moment most traders start, questioning everything, and maybe until that point of time, then maybe one would be prepared to go on a live account. But to be just frankly blunt, I'm not sure how many percent traders are really, really disciplined on that. As a matter of fact, I think maybe less than 30%, nowadays.
And
But
that's
I
a very
think,
fair
yeah,
point.
yeah.
That's a very fair point to look at it, because you see the way Manesh described how the demo account to be used. We know
Hmm.
98% of people who use a demo account never use it that way.
Yeah.
They don't even
They they
know about
they
it.
exactly. They just use the demo account to kind of try to I think the word is simulate. They just want to simulate the art of trading. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Because if even I, when I started trading, if I had applied the same logic to understanding that's how a demo account should work,
Hmm.
I think I would have seen more progress in about 2 years, from because I started learning how to trade in 2018. I usually don't count
Hmm.
my learning years when I'm talking about
Hmm.
my experience. I don't know why. I like to talk about when I started trading as part of my
Hmm.
experiences.
Hmm.
So we see that a lot of people don't think about demo accounts that way. They just see it as where they can make all the nonsense errors and everything, not in
Yeah.
the sense of trying to actually build consistency in a certain way. And that's because when they come in, they're looking for strategies to just make money.
Hmm.
So they're just testing out signals on the demo account. So, I'm in this signal channel, I'm in that signal channel. Oh, I was asked to buy gold, I
Yeah.
was asked to buy GU. That's
Hmm.
all they're doing on the demo account. And if it works
Hmm.
well for a month, then they load up their account the next month and then they lose it all
Hmm.
because they don't
They go
understand that
full
the
margin
market
on
can
one signal.
exactly. You get. So I think the goal for this call would really be for us to, kind of tell people that demo accounts are useful, not just for beginners, but even you know, for expert traders. Like Manesh clearly said, in the institutional world, where they're building systems, they want to test the systems out, and how they test them out are still on demo accounts. So they
Hmm.
don't try testing them out only on live accounts. They test them out and then they start to forward test them on, live accounts, but with lesser risk until it proves itself, consistently after 6 months, and then you start to go full position
Hmm.
sizing. So it's important for beginner traders on this call to understand that demo accounts are important, not just for your learning phase, but even for your building phase. Because we have the learning phase, we have the building phase, we have there's a word I call it. Ah, skip my mind. But like where you have your eureka phase, like a eureka,
Hmm.
your canon moment in trading. Yeah, you
Hmm.
you still need a demo account for your canon moment. The moment you found out
Hmm.
that something has worked repeatedly, sometimes you don't even go searching for it. It just comes to you that this
Hmm.
entry system has actually played out a couple of times. Now you really want to sit down to formulate it into, a strategy that works for you, and you want to develop it properly, right? So you need a demo account for that. But I have another challenge, right, Manesh? Do we think that not allowing traders actually move into trading a live account as early as possible limits their ability to grow emotionally while trading?
That's a magical question, and
Hmm.
everyone is different, right? I mean, eh, the people that go straight into a live account, they justify it saying that, I'm only going to learn if I have some skin in the game, is the words a lot of students tell me, right?
Yeah.
I could tell you this now, and yes, I am the oldest guy here, and I've been trading for such a long time. But the
Yeah.
only reason I'm here today is due to back testing, demo, and then forward testing, right? It's given me the confidence to be a trader and to continue to be a trader. And the problem you have now, and this is the same thing I experienced with my son learning too, is they want the money fast. They want the lottery ticket.
Right.
You're not
Mhm.
thinking of it as a business. They're not thinking of it as a long-term thing where it's going to
Mhm.
create a residual income for you. And I ran into that
Yeah.
with my son, and my son's the same thing. He's like, "Well, Dad, I'm only going to learn if I'm put trading live." In theory, that was the
Sure.
excuse because he really wants the money to go out and buy things, right?
Yeah.
So, so it's this. What was the words, Brian, when we first started this with Kaza? Ferrari. What was the phrase?
Yeah. No risks, no Ferrari.
Yeah, no risk, no Ferrari, and that's the
No
whole
risk, no
reason.
Ferrari.
Yeah, a whole reason why people come to this is they want that Ferrari now, so they don't have that patience or anything.
Patience.
But you have to, if you want to survive the times, and remember, markets keep on changing. You can't control them at all. You
Right.
have to go through the process. You have to have a little patience and then go forward from there. And think about this. I was able to move from retail to managing money right away due to my track record. That doesn't happen if I just avoided the process of back testing, demo, and everything. I never would
Right.
have been here at this point at all. I'll still be in the telecom industry working as an engineer. The whole reason why I'm here today is that I treated it as a business. I went through back testing, then I did the demo account for X number of months, and then I slowly went into real trading to see exactly how it reacts psychology wise and go from there. Today, I could say I'm psychology built really strong because I went through the process. And I think we've talked about it in a couple of series where psychology of trading is key. It's
Yeah.
not just the technicals, it's not the fundamentals, because historically they could prove that it's good, but you could mess it up because of your psychology of trading.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So
yeah.
so for me, I'm of the idea that I actually want people to trade live. I think my max time why for me would be I need you to experience the market. I need you to
Okay.
see that there's a possibility. I have an unconventional thought process to it. Maybe because of my region. Yeah, I'm in Africa, I'm in
Mhm.
Nigeria, yeah. And
Mhm.
people have this thing where they're chasing fast money.
Yeah.
They think because I'm making 1,000, I'm making 1,000, I'm making over 1,000, I post results or something that I'm making over 1,000. They think if he can do it, I can do it. And since he
Mhm.
makes it looks easy, then it looks easy. So it's easy. So
Mhm.
why I have that unconventional approach is I tend to want people to actually experience the market to see that it's not as easy as they think it is, and then understand why they need to use a demo account to learn before applying it to the real account. Because people come to you and say, "Oh, I want to learn how to trade," and the next question they're asking you is, "Okay, if I put $100, how much can it?
Mhm.
How much can I get at the end of the month?" Those are the kind of questions you get.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, you know what? Let's not put $100. Yeah, let's put $30, and
Mhm.
just try out the market for a while, right? And see how you respond to it. Then by the time you put in some amount of money, you take a trade,
Mhm.
you make a profit, then you make a terrible loss. Now you understand that this is the reality to the market. But I feel like
Mhm.
you don't get the overwhelm of that emotion when you're demo trading because it's not
Yes.
really your money. Yeah, you just feels like you're playing a game
Yeah.
and things like that. So I personally want people to go live, experience it. And sometimes I would dictate that by how you approach me. You really can
Mhm.
tell people's psychological narrative by just having a few conversations with them. So when people start asking you questions like, how long did it take you to get here? You know, if I can I learn this under 6 months? Can I learn this under 3 months? You kind of have an idea where their mind is placed, right? So I do the tough love system. I give you a live account, you get trading, get the burn of it, and then now you understand why I've been telling you to relax, take your time, and then it makes sense. So for some people it's healthy, for some people it might not be healthy, it might scare them away. But if you get scared, it means that you weren't built for the game, right? Because if you're built for the game, you take the burn and you come back in. That's how we've all grown through this game. You know, Manesh has lost over $1 million
More
in trading past before. You know, just not he's not saying he lost it over a span of 3 years. No, he's telling you that in a span of a year, that was it. You go. So sometimes if someone can actually take the burn, it goes a long way to show you they don't have skin for the game. But if they can stay in it long enough, then you know that, okay, this person, you know, has chances to actually stay. I started learning how to trade with 6 of my friends. None of them are traders today.
Yep.
Oh, except for
None
you.
of them are, except for me. In fact, I remember us pulling funds together to join in. I know Manesh would know them very well because they started in the US. I know you know IML.
Yes, I know IML very well.
Yeah, so we had to pull funds together to get into IML, you know, and all of those things. And I was the only one that ended up staying up late at night because they were teaching US time. So I had to stay up late at night to join in at, you know, 8 p.m. US time to learn and all of those things. Most of them are not trading today. And now they're looking at me and they're like, oh my God, you've come a long way. I remember when we started and how much. But sometimes you have to feel the bond. I remember loading up my first $50 account. And it was NFP Friday. I think I've told this story a lot of times. And I took a trade and it was in profit and I was excited. And then I came back and the account was gone. I didn't know how heavy gold was then. I remember using 0.05 lots in 3 positions. And when it was gone already. That
you hold the
taught me
positions.
and that taught me something, that the game was a lose and win situation. It was now left for you to know when to win and how to manage the losses. And over time, I learned it, even though I got burnt a lot of times, but I didn't stop. And one of the things that helped me was I finally got to a point where I could withdraw money. So I saw the possibilities of actually taking money out of this thing. Some people trade demos so much, go to live accounts, keep losing and never make a withdrawal. So they don't even believe it's real. I had to tell myself it was real and I could actually, you know, earn a living from this, and I kept up with it. So for me, that's why I said it's unconventional, maybe because of how I started, but I believe every trader, maybe a month in your demo account just to learn how to place trades, use buy limits, stop limits, set your stop loss, take profits, and all of those things. But I think you should trade live, even if it's just once. Feel the burn of it, understand that there are losses to be made, and then sit back with yourself and have, you know, some reflection and say, okay, am I sure I want to do this? You get, am I sure I want? Is this something I want to do for the rest of my life? And would I get better at it? And if I don't get better in no time, can I keep up? And if you can get to that point, then I believe trading gets easy for you. So when the question asks, when do you really move? I think it can be determined by, first of all, for me, who your mentor is, right? Second of all, is if you're starting out on your own, it should also be determined by where you are financially. Secondly, is how well have you picked up from your learning phase? So from you learning, it could be through baby peeps, through YouTube, whatever the case may be, how well have you picked up from there? And then you can then make a decision. So if I was your mentor, I would probably teach you the beginner phase, you know, how to place trades and all of those things. And in a month's time or 2 months' time, I could tell you, okay, fund your account, let's trade live. Experience it. See how it feels like when you see the blue and red numbers going up and down. How are you reacting? Can you survive this? You know, so that would be my own answer in terms of that question. So I've joined your league.
Yeah, because I think until you close the position, that's the only that's until you close your profit position, that's where your real money is. Because, you know, as long as you hold the positions, hoping that the prices would hike more and more, not blindly knowing the actual risk which your account can just burst. That's where demo accounts are really crucial, because the truth is nothing actually changed except the emotional attachment. Because for me, there's a very thin line between gambling and also trading, because from there, you can transition into idea that to survive in trading, you have to become emotionally neutral or almost cold, I can say, because trading is very paradoxical. The more you're afraid to lose, the more likely you are to make bad decisions and lose as well. And vice versa. The more confident you are that you are right, the more careless you become. So that's that's the takes that you really have to bear. So success in trading isn't just about being excited when you are in profit or confident. It's about being steady, being consistently steady, almost indifferent. So when you take a trade, you follow your plan, and whatever happens. So there's no drama into it. So the best traders aren't the smartest, but actually the most emotionally controlled. But very, very, very less traders are like that. That's the truth, I can say. So maybe we have to emphasize.
On that. You'd almost have ladies dating traders telling you how sometimes their boyfriends are either extremely emotional or not emotional at all. And I personally have been there, right? Because when you start trading or you get trading for a while before you kind of have to, accept that you're going to lose some days, and not every month is going to be a perfect month. Sometimes people think this idea of being a pro trader means you're making constant profit every time. And I don't know why they see it that way, because there are times where market conditions will be the best for you, and there are times where your P&L wouldn't actually be the best that you want it to be, because we all have goals. But at some point as a trader, you're going to go through the pendulum, You're either highly emotional or not emotional, because you're trying to find the balance to actually stay steady. So there are times where I was just nonchalant. Like, I wasn't feeling anything. I was just cold, because I was telling myself, this is how I have to be as a trader. And then there were times where I was making losses in the market and I was very reactive. Like, the moment you say anything, I'm reacting to it. Like, there was no balance at some point, till you finally go to a point where you're like, you know what? I could just sit in the meet and just stay here and understand that, okay, now the trades are not going my way, and that's fine. I'll come back tomorrow. Or now the trades are going my way, and that's fine. I can't get excited. So it's a very, very tricky place to be as a trader. You can't be too excited. You can't be too sad. Just, and I really pray for new traders, especially in this the man with the yellow head economy, like Syukri said at the start of the call. And this is economy. You really have to find the balance, because 1 minute you're bullish, the next minute you're bearish, and you're like, what the hell is happening?
A very manipulative time. Era.
Who would have thought that they would have woken up to over 1,300 pips drop on gold while they were bullish all through the close up to weekend?
You know what? Even though the markets are crazy, I'd rather have them this way, because if they're not moving, you can't make money. But at least with all
true that.
So, look at the positive side.
Because it's really not the best conditions for beginner traders. I mean, for intermediate traders, people who have learned for a minute and have kind of understood how trends work, I feel they would enjoy the market more, because now they're excited to see the reactiveness of the market. Like, it's all exploding. It's like you finally get to see what people have been talking about, right? For them. But then for pro traders, like Manesh himself now, he has a black box algorithm that works for him. So the moment he sees the black box, he's like, okay, now I have something telling me where to go. And now he's praying for Trump to say something that favors his direction. And boom, he's made all his money in about 15 minutes and he's out.
Yeah.
I
So
like
that's
the
why
money
he's
now.
excited.
But you know what,
You know
right? It's good for new people. Do you know why? They come with the
why?
philosophy of making a lot of money. So in one trade, they're going to see how fast things are. They get that
Yes,
experience.
yes.
They're going to
Yeah,
go bust. They're going to make good money, and then they'll lose it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
true.
Mm-hmm.
emotional trip in seconds now compared to weeks, which is perfect,
Yes.
right? Then I could go
Mm.
up and say, "I told you so."
I
Even a 1 minute
very
candle can go similar to an H1 candle, apparently. So it moves really fast. The last time back in 2022, when the war between Ukraine and Russia erupted, 1,000 pips up and down, we are already like, wow, a lot of pips today, like 1,000 up and
you
1,000
know
down. So, but nowadays, that kind of movement is like norm on a daily basis. That's
yeah.
how it
Yeah,
is. Mm.
I shorted
I
Europe
think the whole
last night for 80 pips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Overnight while I'm sleeping, I got 80 pips. Before,
Mm-hmm.
week to move 80 pips. So it's
Mm-hmm.
good now.
It is good in
is
a way,
good.
though.
Wake up with
I
profit.
think current
Mm.
I think current market conditions, yeah. I think current market conditions are highly determinant on the present indecision of the Strait of Hormuz between
Yes,
Trump
yes.
and Iran. And I
Mm-hmm.
just see the market just being reactive. I was talking to someone about the XAUSD, and I was hoping that we'll
Mm-hmm.
just quickly run through that when we're done talking, before we end the call. Manesh, what do you think about gold for this week? Because our analysis on gold for the buys, kind of holding on, but last week failed to close above the weekly candle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm stuck in some sort of, I think we're stuck in some
Mm-hmm.
sort of indecision at the moment until we finally break above the 4,850
Mm-hmm.
levels would be. That
Yep.
would be the close above last week candle. Do you agree to that too?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a big indecision now where
Mm-hmm.
it didn't follow through and going bearish, and then last week it did not follow through and going bullish. So you're in a little tight consolidation range right now, and
Mm-hmm.
really the next couple of days may tell you a lot, but right now it's indecision pretty
Yeah.
much. It's
Very.
still tilted towards the bear side than bullish.
Yep.
I, yeah, I think I would be more on. For me, I think I'll be more on the buy sides than the bear sides. If at all I was going to trade in the range, what side do you think you would be on?
So right now, I mean, nowhere because there's a resistance at 47.57, and then there's a
Yeah,
support at 47.23. So
yeah.
you're in between both of them, but it's still trying to go bearish. Now it's trying to retest the resistance. But right now, I wouldn't give it any bias at all. I need to wait and
Okay.
see what happens before, you could go for any conclusions at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the downward move and you look at it from the weekly perspective, right? The downward move and the upward move is a Fibonacci retracement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the move that you see is pretty much, I could tell you real fast, from a weekly perspective here, and you just look at Fibonacci and you look at it, it retraced 50%. So the upward movement was a
Yeah.
50% retracement, and
Mm-hmm.
now you're there, it's do or die.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's still bearish because you have not broken that 4,800 level
Mm-hmm.
and break
Yeah.
that 4,800 level. This still could go down and retest that low, that the volatility spike low and then go lower. So
Yep.
we got to break that 4,800 level to sit there and go retest the high. If we don't do that and start to come down, then we're going to retest that low and go lower because this is
Yep.
a pullback to go lower, not to
Mm-hmm.
go high.
Yep. That's
So
my
so
take as
uh
well.
we're all in agreement that a break above the 4,800, yeah. So we break above
Yeah.
4,870,
Mm-hmm.
850 level, then we'll go
Mm-hmm.
higher. And
Yes.
5,100 is a very key level for gold.
Mm-hmm.
Through the start of the year, we're looking since the sell-offs in January. 5,100 has
Mm-hmm.
acted as the key area that held off the
Mm-hmm.
whole the whole first quarter. So I'm looking at the
Mm-hmm.
break above 4,850, and we
Mm-hmm.
sit on this previous support level here. Then would target 5,100 again before any direction of the market. But if
Mm-hmm.
we break through 5,000, 4,500, then we're possibly going to
Yeah.
see lowers. So that's my bias. That has been my bias. But so far so good. I feel like we're still sitting on the support that Manesh said at the 4,700, the support
Mm-hmm.
level here, which still
Yeah.
looks valid for the buys. And that's why I was like, I would still be on the buy sides. If I'm still like sitting in this range, I would be more comfortable taking buys than sells in any direction, be intraday whatsoever. Because I took this sells here. I took this sells because of this intraday level, previous resistance, previous
Mm-hmm.
support, just after the reaction here. So I took the sells, hoping it would come back into this imbalance here that was created this morning. Morning
Yep.
my time, midnight, while Manesh was sleeping and didn't want to wake up early. So coming back to this level. But I'm also seeing the this whole move happened, I think, during the London kill zone manipulation. Yeah. So probably
Mm-hmm.
take out this highs here, this early sellers here, tap into this supply where the sales came in from at 11 p.m. my time, 11 p.m. Sunday my time, and see probably we tap into the supply block and then sell off back again. So I'm just watching to see what happens, but that would be my take. But if we break above this key level and come back to retest it and sit above it, I'll probably go bullish again, just to take out the origin of the sales from last week, just to sweep out the last week's array of
Mm-hmm.
this levels here. So that's
Liquidity.
just
Yeah.
yeah. So that's just what I'm looking at if possible. So it all depends. So if this holds, then I might sell all the way back down here. But
Yeah.
if it sits back above this level, then I'll target this highs. So that would be my intraday outlook for gold moving forward. Yeah, so
Yep.
we've come to yeah, Manesh.
I think you'll know by 10:30 Eastern Standard Time today. What's it gonna do?
Okay, yeah. True that.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
go in about 14 minutes, 14 minutes time from now. So with that being
Yeah.
said, it was really interesting. I think I like this conversation because beginners always find it difficult to understand if they should trade demo accounts or trade live accounts. But now they can see it's all about perspective. Manesh, I think I was telling you the other day that my boot camp that I did in Nigeria last month, one of my
Mhm.
major things to touch when I started the boot camp, I told them, I said, everything I'm going to be teaching you here today, you probably know, but the only thing I'm going to be giving to you is perspective. Because I think the endeavor of human nature is about perspective. We sit a lot in our perception sometimes and we never just find freedom. So perspective,
Mm-hmm.
you're drawing structure the right way. It's just how are you drawing the structure and how does it differ from another person's, structure definition, right? If you're a higher time
Yep.
frame trader, you can use a 1 hour time frame structure, or you can use a trader's 1 hour time frame to kind of trade the market. You need to go to probably the weekly time frame to start your analysis and all of those things, right? So
Yep.
perspective, if you're a beginner trader on this call and you're watching this video, be on this call or you came back to watch this video, remember that it all depends on you as a person. My biggest advice for you is know you. If you're a teenager and you trying to come into trading, I would give you, the space to play around and all of those things. But if you're coming into trading as someone who's an adult and someone who's had experience in businesses or whatsoever, I expect that to an extent you should know yourself. So have your why figured out. Why are you really coming into trading? And when you have your why figured out, you could then tell how serious you are, and then understand that demo accounts is for your learning phase, for your development phase. You want to know how you show up every day, your consistency, your execution, your
Mm-hmm.
ability to take profits. See your demo account as a real account. So make sure you're taking profits and make sure you're managing your losses. Then you transfer into a live account. But if you're new to trading and probably do not have any experience, you're still growing, maybe try trading a live account so that you just feel the wave of how the market really is. Then you understand why we're telling you to learn. Because sometimes kids are stubborn, teenagers are stubborn. they just want to do it regardless, right? So try trading a live account so you gain the experience from there. And that would be my take. If any one of you wants to add something, please feel free. That would be my, my last advice for those watching.
Like, again, maybe I would want to emphasize that successful traders basically they rely on systems, not feelings. And whether they are a scalper, a trend follower, or a breakout trader, one thing in common is that they follow a system, because they don't actually improvise based on how they actually feel that day. Because when they lose, they don't take it personally, they don't get angry. I think that's the time you can actually step on a real account, when you can actually control that. Because inexperienced traders normally based on instinct, fear, excitement, that's why, like, they're inconsistent. One day they're tend to be disciplined, and the other day they get emotional. So yeah, so consistency doesn't come from just being confident solely. It comes from a repeating structured process, over and over again. So then only maybe you can like move into risk management, and having the importance of having a clear exit plan, when you don't actually hold your position, especially when you trade gold, and you expect that when you get the root entry, and you become so overwhelmed. Wow, I won't close this these positions. I really get the very bottom. So because the fact that gold will actually retest the same price at least twice or three times, and sometimes they just go oversold, and that's when you go full margin, you'll tend to redeposit again and again. So a lot of traders enter trades with confidence but without a defined exit. So they don't use like stop loss, because they believe that they believe the direction when they tell themselves they'll manage it manually, but actually they fail. So yeah,
the main goal is not to focus on just your belief, but to focus on actually a system that works.
a system, the process that you correct.
All right, thank you so much, Syukri. Manesh, any words of wisdom under the moonlight?
You guys have said it all, right? Even though you tell them to do the demo, it doesn't matter. They're going to go trade live anyways, right? So the people want to trade live, go for it. Like you said, Ryan, go for the experience, right? We'll support them for whatever they want, but if they're willing to go through the process of losing and learning to lose, that's perfect, right? So it depends on each individual person and how they are, from their personality to their financial status.
Right.
I think like demo trading builds your strategy, while live trading builds your discipline. And if one loss can change your behavior, means you're not ready yet. I think.
Simple. There's a popular meme. There's a popular meme going on in this side in Africa and Nigeria. Yeah? When someone says something that makes absolute sense and it's final, we go, bam, simple. So basically, we're just like, that's the end. He said it all. You get. So that's it. So guys, if you're still watching, thank you so much for joining in and tuning into ValeTalks. It's always an honor and it's always a pleasure to have you guys tune into ValeTalks. We wouldn't be doing this just for ourselves, but to make sure that we are giving out the necessary support and education out there to help traders. And we position ourselves at ValeTalks as an education first broker to make sure that you're well aware of what you're doing in the financial market and we're well aware of the risk. So don't forget to get started trading with ValeTalks today. Sign up. Link is in everywhere on our social media bios: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube as well. You can get signed up quickly and use any of our products. And we'll see you on the next, I won't call it the last for the month, but on the next ValeTalk session, we'll have more guests or probably new faces as well. But we'll see you then, and stay tuned. Don't forget to watch previous videos and have a great trading week ahead. It's almost time for New York session open, so please be careful when you hit that button. Until then, Syukri, Manesh, I would see you guys on Monday, but definitely we'll get chatting before then.
Great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much, guys, for having me. Have a great day ahead. Peace out.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Peace out. Bye, Faris.